Hey guys, what's going on? Carter here. This video is going to be an interesting comparison. The Emerson CQC-7 Super CQC-7 compared to the Cold Steel Recon 1 Tanto. Doing this comparison just for fun, just because. Both feature a Tanto blade. Both are roughly the same length. Cold steel, a little bit longer. Open length, well, actually pretty much exactly the same. Take a look at the blades. Blade length is about spot on. Blade stock thickness looks to be almost identical. Kind of hard to tell. Black is a little bit slimming. I bet they're probably the same, if not really, really close. Let's take a look at the grinds here. A little bit different. This one has a hollow ground portion right here. You can see that curve right there on the cold steel, whereas the CQC-7 is a straight chisel ground on this side, or the 7V is a double V ground. So big difference there. This is double hollow ground, this is chisel ground. This has a swedge up top, this one does not. As far as tip thickness, it's pretty close. The CQC-7 appears to be slightly thicker, but nothing extraordinary. The Emerson features a thumb disc opening as well as the wave feature, whereas the Cold Steel has a single thumb stud. Technically right hand open only, but you can open it left hand as well, but it is positioned more for the right hand opening. It is reversible, by the way. Handle material, both G10. This has a much more aggressive G10 pattern, larger G10 pattern. This is a much more refined G10 pattern, similar to a Spyderco. No liners. This does have liners. Locking liner is titanium. Opposite is steel. I'm sure you're aware of that. This features the Walker liner lock system, so it's easy to fully manipulate with one hand. Open, close, unlock, one-handed. This features the Andrew Demko access lock. You can open it one-handed, but closing it one-handed isn't a good idea. You can try and prop it on things to break the lock and then close it, but I don't consider that a true one-handed closing because for me, and I think most people, to be one-handed closing, you really need to use just your hand, not bumping it against something or anything like that. And then trying to move it down like this is just not safe. I mean, with one hand trying to move that blade down. So it is a two-handed closing knife with this lock back, in my opinion. Very, very sturdy lock. Very sturdy lock. The Cold Steel, great lock system on there. Pocket clip. Cold Steel's a little bit smaller, a little bit deeper carry, not by a huge margin. Pivot size roughly the same without taking it apart and actually looking at the interior diameter. Just having taken both apart, I do, it does seem to be the same, roughly, in terms of that. Aus-8 steel, CPM, or no, I'm sorry, 154 cm on the Emerson. I'd give steel leg up to Emerson. Cold Steel does great stuff with their Aus-8, but I still prefer 154 cm to the Aus-8. Made in USA, made in Taiwan. This features a, normally stock, this features a Teflon coating, which is a very kind of semi-gloss, doesn't bond to the steel very well, meaning that when it comes off, it doesn't lightly wear off. It kind of flakes off. However, you know, protection-wise, it's just as good. It just comes off easier. Emerson uses a Cerakote paint-on epoxy finish, which, especially in the latest generation, is extremely durable and extremely corrosion. It's a great protectant, and it stays on. It doesn't come off. And when it does come off, it wears off more naturally. It doesn't flake off or peel off like the Teflon does. Price. Well, let's take a look at warranty. Emerson has an excellent warranty. They will cover this knife for life, and for a small shipping fee, any problems you have, you can get it taken care of and fixed. Cold steel. I don't have any direct experience with the warranty. I've never heard anything bad about it. I imagine if you have a defected knife, they'll just send you a new one. It's probably cheaper than having to ship it back and forth. I'm not sure. Well, they probably want your broken one to be sent in anyways, just for verification. But I'm sure their warranty is just fine. Price, obviously, is the biggest difference. This is about a $175 knife, and this is about a $65 knife, depending on where you get it and things like that. I have noticed cold steel prices are seeming to rise, which is odd because, you know, none of the quality or materials or anything else has risen. So I guess it's just supply and demand, popularity type thing. I have seen that. I've seen sometimes these Recons go for upwards of $70, which is pretty pricey for what it is. But Cold Steel is definitely a pretty cool knife company. I like Cold Steel. Anyways, so that was just a little comparison. Not really having much of a point to the video. Just thought both Tantos, both tactical blades, both companies that have been around for quite a while, and both in completely different price ranges. Like I said, both great knives. If all I could afford was this Cold Steel, I would happily carry it. But I do prefer, obviously, the Emerson. Alright guys, later.